So, I guess it's not really cool anymore to be a Deadpool fan, now that this movie's out. The movie's already crushing it at the box office, and it looks like Deadpool, which is already so many people's favorite Marvel character, is about to get a lot of new fans. I don't even want to think about how many of these you're going to see at this year's Comic-Con. Anyway, Deadpool is the first R-rated Marvel superhero movie, and it stars Ryan Reynolds. I can tell you right now that after seeing the success this movie is having, a sequel is absolutely guaranteed. Now, my introduction to Deadpool was the 2006 game Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I saw this guy with 2 swords and pistols and an awesome suit, and I was hooked. I think that applies to anyone who is initiated to this character. That's why he's probably the most cosplayed Marvel hero there is. You can't help but love Deadpool. So naturally, I was pretty excited when I heard he was going to make an appearance in the X-Men Origins for Wolverine. And Ryan Reynolds seemed like the perfect guy to play him because Deadpool and Van Wilder are really similar characters. But we all know how this movie turned out, so that really could have been the death of Deadpool's motion picture career if it weren't for Ryan Reynolds spending the last 10 years fighting to get this movie made. Finally, after leaking some test footage which was overwhelmingly approved of by the fans, a Deadpool standalone movie became a reality, and I'm so glad that it did. They had every right to sweep this under the rug after what happened with Origins, but they rolled the dice, and it's paying off big time. So I've seen Deadpool twice now in theaters, and I liked it the first time, but had a really annoying audience with me that took away a lot of the enjoyment. The second time I saw it, that wasn't the case, and I loved it. All the stuff that made me laugh the first time still made me laugh just as hard the second time, and I caught certain things that slipped past me originally. I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people because of how fast-paced this movie is. This video is going to be easy because I usually talk about what I didn't like first. There's nothing that I would change about this movie. For anyone familiar with this character, I think they know that this was the perfect Deadpool movie. But even more than that, this could be my favorite Marvel movie to date. I thought Winter Soldier was good, but nowadays when we're just being drowned in superhero movies that all play by the rules and follow the same formula, this movie is exactly what we needed. Taking a step back and poking fun at the genre, while still paying it homage, more effectively than most of the crap being made these days. Let's get into specifics. Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is officially Deadpool for the rest of his life, whether he likes it or not. This role is career-defining, the same way that Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, James Gandolfini is Tony Soprano, Ian McKellen is Gandalf or Magneto, I guess. Ian McKellen's had multiple defining roles. But anyway, this is it for Ryan Reynolds. This completely wipes away the stains from Origins and Green Lantern. Alright, now let's talk about Morena Baccarin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and the love story that's really at the center of this movie. This isn't an actress I'm familiar with, but she was great in this. And more importantly, the love story worked. I expected the breaking of the fourth wall and vulgarities and violence, but I didn't really expect to care much about the love story. Deadpool is honestly held together by a sincere love story that actually works, a lot better than they usually do in superhero movies. TJ Miller was perfect as Weasel. I've never really found any of TJ Miller's work not funny, so not much to say about that. Ed Skrein, who played Ajax, was somebody I was kind of worried about, because I really didn't like his take on Daario Naharis in Game of Thrones. But here, he's redeemed himself. It just sucks that Ajax is completely gone from this universe now, because I think he played him well and it could have been good to carry him through to sequels. Last person I'll mention is Brianna Hildebrand, who plays Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Not a character I was familiar with, but now one of my favorite X-Men. I really hope she reprises this role because it was awesome seeing her go from a obnoxious teenage girl to a superhero during this film. And I don't really understand her powers, but they looked awesome. So yeah, more Negasonic Teenage Warhead, please. This brings up a problem that I foresee. They poke fun at the confusing timelines in the X-Men movies here, and the conclusion that I've come to is that Deadpool can never cross over into the X-Men universe that we see in Apocalypse, because that's set at least 20 years before this movie. They can, however, use Deadpool to set up an X-Force movie. I think that's the only possibility since he can't cross over into the main X-Men movies. So if that's the case, I hope they throw in Negasonic as part of the X-Force. So that's it. Deadpool was awesome, plain and simple. When I saw this movie's trailer, I decided it could go either really well or really bad, and I was so relieved when I left the theater. Deadpool is one of the best superhero movies ever made, and easily scores an 88%. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because you need to. If you have, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Leave a like if you did, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.